Hi everybody, it's John from Red Viking Hobbies. Welcome back. Today I am bringing to you the Remoking Thunder, also offered in the Storm and Hurricane models. Cute little truck, right? Although, I do think that's quite a ripoff. Be hard to disagree there, right? That's the Latrax by Traxxas Teton that we're looking at there. Here we go with the Remoking Hospeed. Why do I say Hospeed? It's not on the box. There it is on the manual. Hospeed Thunder, okay? This is another improper boxing. What's that mean? It means I take the car out of the box, I find all the goodies, I run the car, I test it, and then I tell you about it, okay? I don't like this car. I don't think you should buy it. I'll give you some other options that I do think you should buy if you're interested in buying a toy grade car. This has been billed as a hobby grade car by some YouTubers and by some sites. You can find it on Banggood for about $55 with a 7 to 20-day lead time to get it, or you can get it on Amazon right now for $70. I got off at Amazon for about $57 after a coupon that was available on Amazon, and it's going right back to Amazon. It's a lithium-ion battery, okay, that it comes with. It comes with two. One's in the box, one is already in the body of the car. It comes with a controller, the manual that I keep flapping about in my hand. It also comes, here's that second battery that I was talking about. It comes with a proprietary charger, and because it's lithium ion, it takes about 3 hours to charge. It comes with an extra set of dog bones in case your plastic dog bones somehow break. And then it comes with your screwdriver, which is very important. Why so, you might ask? Well, because nothing can be done with this car without having that screwdriver, because your battery goes right there in the bottom, your lithium ion battery, and you need a screwdriver for it. Now, we know from being in RC for a while, right, that we got this, we'll find it, 14 years and up. Here's a pretty box, right? Here's the other cars that are available. Hard to find, but they're out there. You just have to look under HS instead of Hospeed or Remoking, and you might find them on Banggood. It took me a lot of searching to try to find them. The battery packs that I've seen and the controllers I've seen that some people have gotten haven't matched mine, especially on Amazon when I took a look. Yeah, here's the car. It comes with an RC380 brushed motor in there, so that's very easy to replace. You might think, oh, that, you know, would make it hobby grade and everything else like that. But it's not hobby grade if you can't find parts for it, right? So I looked everywhere. I mean, literally, I've taken hours to try and find searches for all the parts for the car, and I wasn't able to find them. It was just frustrating going between Remoking, Hospeed, all these different things, but there were two things about the car that drove me crazy, and I'm going to tell you specifically what they are. You get that 14 rating because anytime you're working with lithium ion, lithium polymer, okay, those batteries are, well, they're dangerous if they're not handled correctly. And so they put that 14 and up rating on there, I assume. I'm saying that because if you look up why is there a 14 rating on RC cars, it's hard to find. But the video is about the car, right? Not about that 14 and up rating. We could try to figure that out at another time. I actually really didn't pay attention to it until I saw that they were billing this as hobby grade. And I was like, hobby grade? What 14-year-old wants this 1/16 over a Latrax or any other 1/10 scale car? Well, maybe because of the room they have to run it or whatever it is. But mostly all the reviews that I found were for people that were giving it to their kids, which is what I would do too. But you know what happened when I gave it to my kid, my 7-year-old? He didn't like it. He didn't like running the car. Why? I'll tell you why. It's got a 1.5 kilogram servo in the car, okay? And on the controller, we have our steering trim right here. It's so dang sensitive, the steering trim on this. Let me see if I still left the batteries in here. All right, we're good. So we got the car going. Here's our steering trim, okay? I can literally drive this car with the steering trim knob without ever having to touch the wheel. Now, the 1.5 kilogram servo couldn't hold that steering in place. What does that mean? Went over the rocks, like you're gonna see in some of the little bit of the footage, it would knock the thing off course. So my son couldn't drive a straight line. So I'm saying to my son, hey, bring it back towards the camera. I got the GoPro, and he says to me, Dad, after trying and failing several times, can I do the GoPro? Can you just drive the car? And I was like, isn't that a shame? I gave this kid this car to play with. He had a blast with the Latrax and other cars that are 1/18 scale. But when I gave him this one, this Thunder by Remoking, he became frustrated because he couldn't get the car to come back to me because his steering looked something like this after he was using the thing over the rocks, and he couldn't get the thing to turn back left to come back to Dad's camera. And so I felt bad for him actually. And I said, yeah, sure, give me the car and I'll handle it. And so a neighbor walks out and he goes, hey, nice car. I said, no, not really. And he said, why? And I said, well, because first off, we can't get the thing to drive straight because the steering is so dang sensitive on it. But secondly, because I would intentionally buy this for a younger person, and right on the bottom where our lithium ion battery goes, we have to have a screwdriver to take the lithium ion battery out, which means in your realistic, it says 20 minutes, but in your realistic 15 to 17 minutes playtime when you want to swap the battery out, you have to go and get your screwdriver, which wouldn't be the most awful thing in the world if there was a retaining clip on the screw, but there's not, which means the screw falls out, and which means if you don't catch that screw, you got to be like looking down for it on the ground, and we all know what it's like when we lose the screw inside the house. So imagine when you're outside and you're with Dad, and Dad's running his Outcast or whatever it is, 8S, and he doesn't want to, hurt you, so he gives you a car to play with. Your car dies, and then he comes over to you and says, hey, Dad, I need a new battery, and you got to pull out a screwdriver to be able to change the battery. What's worse is, Dad, the car battery didn't die, but my controller isn't working anymore. And not only did they not give me batteries with my controller, Dad, but I need a screwdriver for that too. Oh my gosh, why even bother, right, at that point? So when it comes to the Thunder by Remoking, between not being able to find the parts and when I did find the parts, there was only a handful of them, and half of them were for ZD cars, half of them were for HS, which I found out was Hospeed only because, not because it says it on the box, but because it says it on the top of the manual. The manual would have been great. It would have been absolutely awesome, right? Because inside the manual, look at this. They give you the parts for the car. Boom, parts for the car. Parts for the car. You think they give you a website or a phone number on where you can go to get the parts for the car? Nope. They give you a 1-year warranty, but since I bought it from Amazon, it's going back underneath that 1-year warranty, and I'm returning it because it's not Hobbygrade and doesn't perform to my standard. That one standard is the fact that when you go to try to put the battery back in, it's so hard to stuff it in there. My 7-year-old couldn't even do it, even when I allowed him the chance to try and then to put the battery in with the screwdriver. So take a hard pass on the Thunder and get yourself something else. But I couldn't tell you take a hard pass without telling you where to go. So go to one of these two companies, okay? You're gonna go to Bezgar, okay, and get their 1/18 scale or high boxing, all right? Why? Because both of them, Bezgar and high boxing, have full support for their cars. This car, not only is it same in scale, okay, when it comes to the Thunder, all right, and Bezgar numbers their cars, so you have to take a look at what number this one is. But they swap between Bezgar and high boxing, and we're going to get to that around Christmas time about why the Chinese companies swap the different cars, why this one was a Bezgar when I bought it and is now a high boxing, why this GP flame piece that has been around for 5 years is now a power, that's actually literally what it says, is a power Bezgar with beefed up suspension on it, and the parts readily available from the Bezgar site. We'll talk about that around Christmas time. These buggies are freaking awesome. I don't know anybody who's owned one of these who's been like, no, that's junk, that's garbage. They're great, and I don't care which one you get. It doesn't make a difference to me, a lick of a difference, whether you buy it from GP Toys, which is selling it under the Soy brand, or you get it from Bezgar. However, I like Bezgar better because their site is better, and they have a all the parts listed. They actually give you a little coupon, they give you 2 chargers, 2 batteries, and they give you the option to get extra parts with it for free. So you can order shocks for free, you can get an extra set of 2 tires for free, you could pick out pieces of the body, batteries for free with a little coupon that comes in the Bezgar box if you decided you wanted to buy this buggy. So for $20 more, which is what it is on Amazon, I don't even know if they sell it on Banggood, I would go this car over going like this. But if you wanted to stay in this scale, I would go with the high boxing or the Bezgar version of this. And you'll know the difference between the Bezgar. Bezgar is green. Mine isn't decaled up because I'm going to do a cool zombie theme on it. But I'm going to pop these pins off real quick because not only does it run a Lipo battery and is the same price point as the Thunder by Remoking, but what we have under the hood is a brushed motor with a heat sink that's already on it. It's got your combination ESC and receiver right here, but it's got a Dean's plug. So you can run your Lipo batteries on it and it's ready to go. And everything is positioned on this car, so it is servable and it is hobby grade. And all of the parts that are on this, first of all, it's got steel dog bones that are on there, but all of the parts that are on here are not only just available from these 2 companies, but they match in millimeters to other brands. And so this car is a car that you could have around for a while, where when it comes to this other, for the same price as what we're talking about over here. In addition, that lithium ion battery got really hot in the bottom of it. Don't know if I mentioned it. Point is, take a pass, skip it, forget about it. It's just not worth it. I don't see it being worth it for your money. If I keep talking about it, I'll just tell you more things that are wrong with it. And you could take a look at the footage. The thing runs just fine. It's just that when it comes to investing your money, invest your money in something that you can fix and something that makes more sense. I don't even know why they put pins in the body. You don't need to take them off. You got your battery there and your screwdriver. That's pretty much what you need to do. And anything that is going to break on this car that you're going to fix, you're going to have a hard time finding, because when you buy from Banggood, and I love Banggood, I buy a lot of things off of Banggood, they discontinue and stop making things and then bring things back all the time. They have a ton of stuff that they sell. So good luck a year from now trying to find the parts for this car. Maybe they'll be there, maybe they won't, I don't know. But what I do know is a year later, when it comes to me and Bezgar and High Boxing and DRRC and companies like that have the low price point cars, that stuff is available. So let's go and get this stuff and give it to our kids so that they fall in love with the hobby, because it's easy, it's fun, and let's not make it harder on them. And so that's why this guy with the screwdriver has got to go. The only time I will forgive it is when it's a product like this. So when I show you that there, you know that's a toy, right? That toy, it's a goofy toy. We know that it'll probably break. And so, you know, 40, 50 bucks, who cares? And we get to toss it. But with this guy, advertising this thing as hobby grade and not toy grade, 14 years and up, it's like, get out of here, you know? This guy's going back. That's it for me from Red Viking Hobbies, you know? I gotta call it the way that I see it. That's it. Hey, one more thing I wanted to show you, okay? Tyco RC Rebound. Okay? Check it out on eBay, okay? The only thing I'm missing is the door on the back of it. This model, okay, I bought for myself because I'm an RC addict over 20 years ago. It still runs on its original battery. The only thing I lost on it was the door. Still have the charger for it and everything else like that. Bounces off of walls. I mean, it just zips all around and everything else like that. It has this feature on it that lets these tires go. You'll probably see a new version of it that's out that's much smaller, that's on Amazon.com. But my point is that back then when I bought this thing for probably about $40 from Tyco RC, okay, I was not expecting I was going to get a 25-year car. So when I tell you about this Thunder by Remoking Hospeed, it's because I have models all over the place of toys and things like that have lasted, and I can spot a bad one from a mile away. And so you know, basically when it comes down to it is I bought it as a throwaway toy. It's gonna be a toy, it's gonna be fun, I'm gonna bash the heck out of it. It's gonna flip off the walls and spin around like this. When my 14-year-old was young, he played with it. My 7-year-old, he's currently playing with it. And so I'm telling you, just when you go for the toys, just look at the reviews, look at what people are saying about them, but then take a look online and see if anybody's gonna give you an honest review on that car and what that car is gonna do for you and how long it's gonna last and everything like that. Because the truth of the matter is, and I kid you not, if this were to break tomorrow, I would be the guy on eBay buying another one, because after 20 some odd years of abuse, this thing is still running. I don't have a single one of my original Tamiya's, my Grasshopper, Bullhead, Clodbuster, Lunchbox, whatever. I don't have them, but I still have this from 20 some odd years ago, the Super Rebound. Anyway, that's it. Just had to toss that in there.